Hello, good evening. It is I, Breezy Gaming. I'm back. Hello, Mr. T-Rex. Hello, the fan bus. We're back with some more oxygen not included. Today, the plan is to set up a proper kitchen and also probably some gyms because I get the feeling my dupes aren't going to have a huge amount to do at the moment while I'm planning stuff out. So let's hop on in. Have a look. Right. So where we left off, we basically did a load of decorating last stream. So we've got some drywall up. We've got the great halls looking nice. We've got a new bathroom complex. I am planning on putting fish here and fish-related recreational activities, and then maybe adjusting this room slightly. We also drywalled and did all the bedrooms. We're going to add a few more bedrooms after this. Holy moly! So this is what the shine bugs look like when they're happy. This is because I haven't unpaused the game yet, so I haven't realized how unhappy they are. But if I look at this, we got like what 60,000 lux in here. God, imagine if we actually kept all these guys happy. Pretty much a shine bug reactor. I mean, the radiation would be there even if they aren't happy, but a little crazy. We have a yellow alert here because I accidentally unleashed the chlorine vent at the end of last stream. But I'm sure someone is going to responsibly fill this gap. I mean, it's already blocked off, but this water is going to freeze fairly soon. Don't want any shenanigans to happen here. So who's doing this? Jackal the Chainsaw. Good lad. So we have a few idols. Let us grab some more research. We are grabbing research. Okay. I will queue up some digs then. Let me just dig up some of this stuff. See how far we get with all of this. Obviously there's some gaps in this, so I'm not going to dig all the way. I just want to see gaps they leave. Yeah, that'll do. Skill points. Need to give everyone skill points. That's fine. Or sod. Looks like everyone's gotten hypothermia again from spawning in the cold. Very much looking forward to them fixing that bug. The oxygen is too cold. Okay, fair enough. I would like this to be a little bit warmer. I guess we're not generating that much heat now, because we're only running these to get a certain pressure threshold. Let's set this to 10,000 then. Because we don't want to overpressurize the plants, but at the same time we can't have them be too cold. How's the gases looking? Gases are looking alright. This bomb is proving to be quite useful. So let's see. We got the smart batteries for the hydrogen generators in here, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to... Well, first of all, let's just do this up granite. And secondly, let's put another one in over here. What I'll do is I'll dig this out and then we'll tile this. And it probably is worth putting some airflow tiles in this as well, actually, now that I think about it. You know what, let's make these... Take these 4 airflow tiles. Because when you've got a lot of dupes in here running around, they will exhale a lot of carbon dioxide. That, when you've got all your dupes in the gym, it builds up very quickly. I mean, at the moment, we've got a gym full of chlorine, so that's not ideal. And then it will just need to float out down here. We've got a poor little gulp fry that's hanging out in the chlorine. Actually, that's polluted water. That'll be alright. Yeah, let's get this room set up first. And then what I'll do is I'm actually just going to repurpose all of these manual generators. So instead of being plugged into the spawn, which we know works, we're gonna plug them into a lamp and a time sensor. So let's see, we're going to want to use lead. I might as well take this through here. Oh, what am I doing? Click buttons. Who is entombed? Where are you? I see, you're off to a good start, Ruby. Okay. That one's on me. I'm going to deconstruct this immediately. And by immediately, I mean immediately, because they are suffocating. Thank you. Let's dig this out. You've let out a load of chlorine again. That was totally my fault. Not a lot of chlorine here. We just priority 9 this. Solve the issue. Let's see. That's okay. We'll let all this water out down here. That's fine. Very organized start to the stream. You can do that one as well. And then more automation wire. Look how quickly these guys are actually doing all this stuff. It's crazy. You know, I might as well just do this for now. The reason I'm setting up this automation wire is because I want to make sure the dupes get interrupted every schedule block. So I guess we'll go like this. And then we'll put a timer sensor in here. No, we'll do a cycle sensor. No, we'll do a time sensor. Yeah, that's what we want. So I can go there, and then in terms of what that's actually going to power, it's going to power the light. So we'll make sure there's no battery involved. I'll need to reroute these wires slightly. So let's see, these wires can go here. Then, once that's done, we'll disconnect it. Should be fine. I want to actually push one tile further over. You're idle, that's fine. You can dig that up. There you go. Tile can go there. We'll decorate the gym in a minute as well. Oh, actually, you know what? Sorry, guys. I think it makes more sense to move this down here. Cancel that. The lamp here. Then that can go there. Then what we'll do is we'll just hook all these manual generators up to this. And we'll set it to priority 1. So no one should be going in here unless they've literally got nothing else to do. You can also dig this out. It's fine. Extracting however much of this chlorine biome as we can. Now that we've leaked out a load of chlorine, I guess it doesn't really matter. You are trapped. You are both trapped. That's fine, you can just dig this all out then. You'll find your way down one way or another. I think I'm going to leave on speed 1 today, because we had a lot of pondering on the last stream. And the dupes are starting to get idle, so I don't think there's any need to rush things. Got skill points. We got Amari. Yeah, you can have... You actually have aesthetic design. I'll give you demolition and then you can go through decorating so we can have another guy. You can have hard digging. You can have hard digging. Sounds good to me. So these plants still aren't growing. That's fine. We're neutral on calories at the moment. The only reason we're neutral is because we're still trying to fill this freezer with CO2, and we're nearly there. We're nearly there. So we'll seal this in, and then people can enter this room again, and we'll set up the proper kitchen. Man, keeping all these guys busy is going to be a task. Keeping these guys busy while not accidentally causing a heat leak is another task. We opened this up by accident and turned a lot of our water, well, not a lot of our water, but some of it into steam. Let's see, you can start digging all this out as well, actually. It's fine. We'll just dig it in line with the base. You can dig this out as well. There you go. You're not doing anything you should be digging. Let's priority 9 these wires here. And we'll decorate these gyms as well. Man, we really are going to struggle to not get idle dupes today. That's a good problem to have, though. You can sweep all this up. You can sweep all of this as well. Oh, look at them go. Right, so this, we're going to set it to green for 24, red for 1. So what that will do is it will interrupt the dupes roughly once every schedule block. And we'll set these to priority 1. And that is 20 manual generators at the moment, so I think that will do. And then what I'll do is I'll put an aeropot here. We'll put a plant in there, and then the rest of this could be paintings. Now, what's the best pattern of paintings for this? So we have copper, we have refiber. So it's 23. Cross. So we could have... we just have 5 of these on each side and then 1 in the middle. Let's see how that looks. What's the alternative? We could replace these with 2. Yeah, let's replace those with 2. There we go. Do the same down here. Although, we ward this in slightly the wrong place. That's fine. There you go. What is the plant gonna be? I don't know. There we go. Now we're generating a bit more heat, so the plants are actually staying germ producing. So we're getting plenty of floral scent now. That's good. We should be putting some proper recreation buildings in as well. That's definitely part of the plan. Traffic overlay. How's this going? So what we need to do... this is an issue. So we've got the dupes... With the plan is for the dupes to run through this floor a lot at the moment. They're having to climb over this door. It's because they want to do research. Do we not have any uranium? We do have uranium. I mean, eventually this will solve itself because this door will open. Once we've done all the research. Maybe I don't need to worry about that. We can... Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. So we've got 34 bedrooms at the moment, so we can remove all these cots. We've got enough comfy beds for everyone now. Then we'll put in some more marble statues, because you guys are bored. We'll figure out stuff for you to do, don't worry. What next? I think we're going to put some paintings in here as well. We are eating through a lot of reed fiber doing this, but I mean, these are spaces we're going to be permanently habitating, so I think it makes sense. Also, let's put a drywall in here. What are we going to do? I think we put the rainbow wallpaper in here. Let's make it horizontal stripes. There you go. So this does actually count as a power plant. Obviously, we're not going to run the power plant yet, but we will eventually. Oh, I forgot to do the floor here. So here you go. Then what I need to do is I do need to dig this up. I might leave this here for now. We'll stick a door here. And then I've got to floor this. Yeah, that should be fine. We've got more marble statues in here. It's all good. Right, this is now full of CO2. So we can seal this off. We can remove this. People can actually access the kitchen again, because this is where we're going to put the kitchen in the end. And to coincide with that, let's actually decorate the walls. So we're going to decorate these with the snowy stuff. There you go. And then what else are we going to do? What else are we going to do? We'll need to put in a door so that it actually acts as a door, as a room. No, not the gas pipe. Ladder. Deconstruct that. Put the door here. A slightly scuffed door. And then we'll actually set up the kitchen. So we'll have the ingredients shaft. I think we're actually going to have 2 ingredient shafts. I'm going to have a ladder on this side as well. I'm going to move this battery over. We'll just stick it there. For follow. Hey, Mistina, is that how you pronounce that? Thank you very much for the follow. Me and Whiskers do appreciate the company, and we hope you're enjoying the stream. We are just about to set up a proper kitchen, because we did just have a grill for a while. Now we're going to sort out all of our food. So all of our food sources are going to get dropped automatically in this kitchen. And then we're going to sort it all, and it's going to go in these freezers. And we'll need to actually set up the freezers as well. So we've got a lot to do today. But just in case the dupes get bored, we're also setting up a rainbow-themed gym. So they'll have somewhere to hang out. Right, I can remove... There's a lot of chlorine in there. I think what I'll do... We don't really want to add any more chlorine to surroundings. It's already kind of built up a little bit. Do this again. Get rid of any liquefiables in here. Yeah. What a place for a chlorine vent. We'll have to seal this off and store all the chlorine somewhere where we're not going to accidentally burst into it. Right, let's see. Instead of doing this, put the tile here and then we can dig this up without issues. In terms of the bleach stone, where is that currently being stored? We were storing up here a while ago. I think we've since moved on from that. That's dormant. I don't really want to keep it in here because we're shifting this down all the time to melt more water. I think we just put it by the brine geyser for now. Feels slightly bad. Yeah, let's set the start priority 9. And same for this one. Because I want to get this room laid out properly at least. But now I'm actually going to seal this off here as well. We'll keep the door for later because we'll eventually reclaim this space, I imagine, from the chlorine vent. Right, so now I can replace this. Let's actually add bleachstone to the list, and then we can see where it is. Right, we are just storing up here. Okay, that's fine. In that case, you know what? Keep storing up. Keep storing up there. We want to form, like, a chlorine pressure zone here. Hopefully we'll actually be getting rid of that later today. So actually, you know what? Just move all the chlorine down here like we planned. Move all the bleachstone down here like we planned. Because this is never going to empty because we've got the sensor on this still going. So that can go there. These can be set to priority 8, which they are. They should start moving everything over. Then we can remove this. Automation-wise, this needs to plug in here. Then we can remove this. But priority 9, the thing here. Yep. Then we'll put in door here. We'll need to remove the drywall from these locations. That's fine. I can go there. We can remove this wire. Door can go here. And then I think what I'm going to do, because what we'll effectively have is we'll have two 7x4 spaces and a bit in the middle. I'm just going to have two separate small kitchens. And I don't think I'm going to bother with a spice grinder in here. Let me see the kitchen. Nail spice grinder usage. Yeah, I don't think we need that yet. So I'm just going to prioritize putting 2 grills, 2 gas hobs. And I think I'll do it something like... this. We'll put the grill here. I might actually have copper. That's funny. Could dig up some more copper. More paku is good. We don't want a building impaired meep. We don't want a farter. And the farmer rancher guy is pretty interesting. That's +7 farming and +5 ranching. And we're gonna have a lot of food going. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Even if he is a slow learner, I think he's too good to pass up. So we'll get a Joshua. Joshua, you can have... We're going up to 40 dupes, by the way. That's the plan. So Joshua, you can have farming, and then... priorities. Guess what you're going to prioritize? These things. Slinky's on the radiation duty. At some point, we should actually prioritize moving these guys around. But we don't exactly have a shortage of uranium on this map, so I'm not really worried. Only thing is, you're getting radiation sickness. I'm wrangling all these guys. You can stop doing that now. Yeah, go recover from your radiation sickness. Hey Leofar, how's it going? We're bullying people with shine bugs. No, what we're actually doing is we're setting up a kitchen. We're going to set up a proper kitchen, and we're going to actually hook up the gas ranges as well, and then we're going to get Paku. That's what we're doing. So, the situation. We have the 2 freezer rooms here. We're going to cool these with a Thermo Aquatuner that we're going to put somewhere. I'm not really sure where that is yet. I'm very tempted to just stick it in the water tank. Because it's not going to run that often. It's going to be a different temperature to everything else in the base anyways. Only thing is, it's quite far away from the base. I could actually do... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Leave that there. Right, can you actually reach this? You can totally reach this. You're lying. Yeah, you guys are playing something to do. So we're gonna put a gas range here. Oh, that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting to get more copper. Does that actually matter for that? I don't think it does. Yeah, there's no decor on this. I'll just put out iron. And the lamp is going to go here. We'll make it symmetrical on the other side as well when we're ready. You might consider it the end for your current save. You're about to get the last achievement. Nice, nice. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a while before I get all achievements. It's something I'm kind of aiming for, but I'm quite aware I'm probably not going to get. Also, here's a good point. We have like 6 tons of plastic. Why am I making regular ladders? We should be turning all of the base ladders into plastic ones. Especially this one. God, I love this traffic overlay mod. I think going down to here will be good enough for now. What's in here? Still a bit left over after that. Let's actually just go all the way up here then. I do like me some plastic ladders. That'll do for now. Gonna clean up the base a bit after getting an achievement and posting it, then you're gonna play something else while waiting for the update. I'm so excited for the Moo update. It's I think it's remixing moves and making them useful in ways that really add to the gameplay. And it's nice that there's a vegan alternative as well, I must say. Now, should we plant a spore kid in the base at the gym, you know, to motivate all the dupes? That'd be an excellent idea, wouldn't it? We'll put a cactus here. Cacti are great. They're very temperature resistant, provided it's not freezing or boiling. Literally, cacti will do the job. Alright, what's wrong with you now? Body temperature again. Blimey. I think the issue is once the brine actually heats up to 25 degrees, it lets all of the hot brine out and keeps the cold brine in here. Now, I could be very clever and set this up so that if the temperature goes below 20 degrees, this shutoff doesn't activate. I could do that. However, I think I'm alright with the germs only being around some of the time. Because it's not like the germs are actually dying in the... I mean, let's see. Okay, they are totally dying. F. Oh well. Well, the Clay now adds non-crit alternatives to getting things. I guess they prefer to give more options and optimizing fences. I mean, that's the thing. It's good that they provide the option. Because I'm probably still going to do the puffs now that I know what I'm doing with puffs, more or less. But it is good to have an option. Again, like the Oxalate Refine. You don't want the only solution to a problem to be a critter. It should be something you want to do. Anyway, we want to put a motion sensor in here as well. That can go here. I'm desperately trying to make sure the dupes aren't going idle, and I'm not sure it's working. Which is a good problem to have. Let's see, what else do I want? We're just gonna keep doing researches, I think. Let's get crash plan. So then the other thing is, we're gonna want to set up some kind of natural gas solution over here. This is very cold. So these are the base levels. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a liquid lock over here. And we're just gonna make this with oil, because that won't freeze. Speaking of oil, how is the petroleum doing? These are all still running. They're getting kind of hot. We are running them through the metal tiles, which is helping cool the petroleum at least. There is definitely some shenanigans going on. Well, we'll keep an eye on this, but it doesn't seem to be getting too hot. There is a lot of chill to take out of this ice. And then in terms of liquids, that's all going alright. This igneous rock is all solidified along here now. That's interesting. And I guess at some point I should dig this rock up. Because ideally what we want is we want the volcano to sort of erupt and then have that stuff solidify as debris. If I was planning on committing environmental crimes, nice. This is definitely an environmental crime or something. Perhaps just a crime against safety. What is going on here? Oh, look. Why did I plan this like this? You've got an oxygen line running through the gas range. Well, that's not very cash money. That's very smart. So what we'll do is we'll bridge these over. I forgot these pipes were even here. I don't know why I decided to build this whole thing, build the oxygen pipes running through here, and then decide to put the kitchen in here. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Right, anyways, we are going to want to build a gas pipe. I guess the gas pipe can just run through here. Well, at least it'll be nice and clean on this end. And then I was actually planning on having the other gas hob here. I think what we'll do is we'll sever this. And then we'll connect it here as well. Nah, this isn't spaghetti. This is about as organized as you can get with oxygen pipes. You just need to have a lot of pipes sometimes. That being said, we're not consuming all this oxygen by any stretch, so maybe I need to reorganize this a little bit. It's alright. It's the kind of problem that isn't going to kill people, which is my favorite kind of problem. No more deaths allowed. I don't normally have dupe deaths in this run, and I'm done having dupes die because I was being careless. What's entombing stuff? Oh, we got ice. Stop forming ice. Jeez. Yeah, we got a lot of decorating going on. That's fine. We're going to be speed 1 Andes today. I'll tell you what, if you just plug this in, build this, then I can deconstruct this stuff and we'll swap it over. But we're definitely going to have two grills and 2 gas ranges, because I've been finding that 1 chef isn't really enough for this many dupes. Like, we end up with a stockpile of meat or something that isn't being cooked. and then all that food goes off. Also, I set up all these grills over here, and we never turned them on. Big brain moment. This was supposed to be temporary. I guess we'll put something else here. This is probably going to be a recreation room. I don't think the meat is going off fast enough. I think we are cooking it at the moment. So yeah, then the next question is... So, this can reach all of this. So, we'll do that. And then I'm going to put 2 loaders in here. Make those out of copper, that's fine. I want to use all this copper. What do you think? You're going to plug this stuff in? You'll do it eventually. So we will also need to set up some radiant piping. And we do have a little bit of metal left over for this, so that's good. So that can go in here. So we can have a Thermo Aquatuner run occasionally to keep these rooms cold. Where am I going to want to put that? I mean, the funny thing is, we're actually trying to generate heat in this area. I could literally just stick it in the renewing pool of cool brine. But I obviously don't want that getting above 25. That seems a bit tenuous to me. I do want to put it somewhere nearby, though. I don't want the Thermo Aquatuner to ever turn off, though. I think I am literally just going to stick it down here. Or maybe what we do is we dig this out here. While this is dormant, we actually come in here and we seal this off. Put some ladders here as well, I guess. And then we can expand the water tank over here a little bit. Yeah, maybe we will. How did goldfish get in there? I have no idea. Save the goldfish. No, I'm not going to save the goldfish. I mean, we could. We could save the goldfish because this is gonna seal, isn't it? Although, if the water level lowers, it's gonna open up again. You know what? This is fine. Let's come in here and save the goldfish. You'll be fine. Let's priority 9 this as well. Let's get get some dupes in here. They're not touching at the moment. We'll get it in a little minute. It's got like 10 years left. I think under these conditions, it's still progressing towards an egg, so we should be able to save it. Like currently, everyone is just going to the bathroom. We are actually feeding the bristle blossoms a tiny bit with the excess bathroom waste, but obviously there's nowhere near enough bathroom waste to fill all of these. It's not a problem. Plastic ladders are going in, that's all good. Don't worry guys, I'll give you a recreation room soon. And by soon, I mean as soon as you actually start to have relevant morale needs. In the meantime, we're just going to keep skilling you up. I do have 3 chefs, so at least we have more of those. You know what? I'm going to give you doctoring. Let's get another doctor just in case. Did I really miss one? Yes, it's Frankie. Frankie, you can have digging level 3. You guys are just doing this to annoy me now, aren't you? There you go. You're all done now. I decree it. Right, so this can run. So copy settings across. We're going to use this. We can make stuff. We can make stuff berry. We probably do want to make stuff berry. Yeah, I'll put that on here. That's fine. Surf and turf is the main goal. +4. I could have sworn that was +5 a while ago. I mean, it makes sense that it's not +5 because it's so good. It's so easy to make. I did a YouTube video on this. I should know this. If you want my thoughts on all the foods and my tier list about that, you can go look there. Because I've clearly forgotten whether that was originally +5 or +4. Even at +4, it's really good. Right, you guys done munching? Are you actually sleeping in these beds now? You are! Good stuff. Very nice. Do we have any more copper to dig up? We do in space. But I'm not sure I want to go to space yet. Well, I don't think there's going to be much copper otherwise, so I guess we are grabbing space copper. It's very cold up here, but then again, it's very cold over here in general. I think we do just dig it and start grabbing this. Yeah, if I leave that there, then you can wander up here and start doing stuff. We can just grab all of this. That's fine. Right, you have actually built all of this. That's good. So this wire can go in here. We do still need... Where are you scalding? May I touch him is scalding, because he's standing right next to the volcano. That checks out. You guys will be alright. Actually, you guys are probably going to scold a little. There's oxygen over here. Have you got oxygen over here? You have a tiny bit. Oh, there's oxygen up here. Oh, that's convenient. Very convenient. See, these are like pristine working conditions. I don't know what a Dupe could ask for in this situation, except for possibly an oxygen mask or an atmo suit. You'll be fine, I think. Yeah. Oh no, you are scalding. We'll take that in a second. Take her out once you've done that tile. Okay. Now you can go... Oh, right here. Okay. Here you go, Gene. You'll be alright. Yes, Meep died because they didn't have much athletic skill. You guys all have athletic skill. There you go. So we freed the pack. We freed the gulpfish. That gulpfish is now hanging out in the water tank, like a good lad. We will build tile here, tile here, and then we'll end up with a liquid lock here. And then we can still actually access this room as well, which will be nice. You can dig that up. You can build a... Actually, yeah, you can just do that. Connect that across there. We have connected those wires now, so now I can actually disconnect this. And then we can remove these. And then this wire will just go down here Then I think I'm just going to bridge it here. So I use copper on wires, and I can go there. And then all of these manual generators will be hooked up. I'll set these all to... You know what, I don't think this matters. I'm just going to set them to be the same as the others. I don't think that transfers with copy settings though, so we are doing it manually. Go. I did that thing again. Alrighty, that's good. I can remove this. I don't think this water's going anywhere. It is annoying that it doesn't transfer with the copy settings tool. You'd think it would do that. Right, you're cooking away on this now. You're getting lit workspace. So that means we can remove this, and we can mirror this on the other side. We have raw egg? We do have raw egg. We not been cooking raw egg? I guess we haven't. Well, then make omelets. Please. Please make omelets. Just hanging out on the floor? Oh, wait. Is it over here? Right, let's actually investigate this. If the game will let us click the see all button. They need to move these buttons so they're at the top of the list. Cooking ingredient, is that it? Yeah. Oh, it's all being stored in these ration boxes. Right, gotcha, okay. Okay, we don't want to store raw egg in here, we just want to cook that. Easy. So now we can remove that from the list. Also, what's in the blueprints? What we got? Give me something good, game. Not bad. I like a nice white wall pot. We don't tend to use wall pots, but they are nice. Let's see. Gas ports cannot overlap. That is because... That's because I miscalculated where to put that
There we go.
Hey Max, how's it going? Congratulations on getting your internet back. Yeah, it was fun watching you earlier. Always nice to see the start of a new base. I'm Arisa Gaming. We're playing Oxygen Not Included as well. We have a Rime colony that is on about cycle 220. And we got past the point where we're running out of oxygen. And we've got enough hatches that we're not really running out of food at the moment. Do need to get these plants on again at some point. But at the moment, we're focusing on building a proper kitchen and moving our freezer close to where the dupes actually eat their food. Because we currently have all of our food stored up here by this random block of ice that we filled with chlorine. So we want a slightly closer, more convenient food storage situation. Yes, welcome, Max. How are the fishies doing? Does Whiskers say hello to the Raiders? Whiskers does say hello to the Raiders. Come over here, Whiskers. Yeah, there we go. Who's a good bloke? Yes, welcome, welcome. We are doing Rime Revenge, because I did a Rime run once and I wasn't very happy with it, so we are trying to get a bit further in Rime and just generally do the story trait related stuff. We did actually unlock the fossil site, so we found all the different fossils, and we can now turn diamond into fossil very effectively, if we want. But yeah. Like the random block of chlorine ice. Oh yeah. We've we've done a lot of random stuff on this map. It's actually looking a little bit sensible again now, but we We have like 66 algae terrariums for a while, and that's where we were getting all of our oxygen from. So we've turned those off now that we've run out of algae. But that made the base pretty messy. Right, I'm kind of running out of sensible researches to do, so we'll just keep queuing up research because Dupes are idle. Yeah, we got our spawn over here. Unfortunately, it's not quite getting hot enough to actually keep these buddy buds alive. I think I need to be cooling this less. Perhaps I set this to 30 instead of 25? We'll see if that works. It's finally something who's reasonable with algae consumption. So, the thing is, right, I don't normally like using algae terrariums, but I think on Rime it makes sense, because the polluted water comes out at 30 degrees C all the time. So you can melt ice, put the 2 degrees water in your algae terrariums, heats it up magically to 30 degrees, and then you melt more ice with the polluted water. And that's what we did to melt a lot of these glaciers. We left this one for food storage. But that was why we were doing it, to generate heat. And another building that's really good at generating heat that no one tells you about on Rime is the Algae Distiller. Because you put slime in, which is very little thermal mass, you put cold slime in, and it turns it into mostly hot polluted water, which has a lot of thermal mass. And I did the maths. Each one of these running will produce about 100 kDTUs of heat. And it only costs, what? 120 watts to run. So you compare that to a space heater, which takes 120 watts and generates 18 kDTs of heat. And if you have the slime to fill it, it's a clear winner. The only issue is you run out of slime pretty quickly. Like, we've been demolishing slime biomes pretty rapidly to try and run them. But it is an option, definitely. The crude petroleum boiler is quite a sight. Yeah. So we did some petroleum boiling. So basically what we did is we just made a little snake of diamond tiles coming down to the magma biome. And then that's been absorbing all the heat from the magma biome. You can see by all this rock that's solidifying. There is some automation here. Don't mind the molten copper. Nice. And then when this gets hot enough, or when this gets too hot, this door opens and it stops transferring heat. And then the heat got transferred to a big frozen block of crude oil, which is very high pressure. We then had it explode in the controlled manner out of the tank here. And then we've got a lot of boiled crude oil. We've got a lot of boiled petroleum. That is more or less cooled down in the Rime environment. Almost at non-scalding temperatures. And then once we've pumped all the petroleum out of here, because we're just pumping all of this petroleum into these polymer presses, we're just making a butt ton of plastic. We're using that to fuel our bad habits. And then once we've run out of petroleum, we'll just turn this on again. We'll boil the rest of this crude oil, because we've used this hot petroleum to melt the rest of the crude oil. And then we've got some oil wells as well that we'll hook up. But I'm going to do that once this is below scalding. We do actually have some atmo suits over here. Let's actually fill those. So then we can at least start working in here now. We do actually have the atmo suits. We did actually set up an oxygen pipe, so I should probably at least pretend that I'm going to use it. Right, you guys are nearly done. That's good. So set that up here. Got our gym working, so if you get idle dupe station, it causes any issues. I need to move these bridges. And I need to move this pipe. Can I rotate this? No. Feels bad. So, no. There you go. And again, I don't know why I decided to put my freezers in kitchen where all the oxygen pipes are running past. It just happened. We're gonna cool the freezers with these radiant pipes though. It's gonna be liquid cooled this time. And what I'm going to do is probably just get some igneous rock pipe. There you go. And we're going to make an insulated pipe that just runs through here. There's going to be a little bit of heat leak, but it should be alright. Then that can come down here. This can stay insulated again. I could make this insulated tile. But I do need airflow tiles in it so the carbon dioxide comes out here. I don't want the dupes just cooking in a carbon dioxide pit. As fun as that would be, let's avoid that. Oh, damn it. There you go. So that's the pipe. This is the brine coolant pipe, which is going... So that warm brine is going to the metal refineries. I need to find a better coolant solution than this, because the brine is causing the steel refinery to overheat. It's alright for regular metal production. But it's the 25-degree brine gets slightly too hot and it boils when they produce steel out of the metal refineries. So I'll have to do something else there. Right, and the other plan was... So this water isn't scalding. The other plan was to actually dig over here. Let some water out into this area. We're going to seal off this volcano again. This reactivates in 9 seconds. Well, that was good timing. Let's build that. Seal this off again. I don't think it's actually going to do anything. I think it's going to overpressurize at the moment. Maybe we'll drain some of this water out of here. I could just drain it down here and absorb more of the heat from the map. That would be alright. So what I would do is something like this. And then, you know what? I don't mind about this, actually. At this point, I think we can just dig past here. Yeah. So now the volcano's reactivated. It's now idle, so it's going to erupt in 0.3 cycles. Well, Leofar is getting an eye full of chlorine. Let's try that. By the way, we're doing speed 1 today because we have a lot of dupes and they were pondering a lot. And I'm having trouble keeping them all busy. So we're going to be speed 1 Andes for a little bit. I like speed 1. Yeah, I guess that'll do. You can remove this as well. Just get all this random liquid crap out here. You can actually remove all of this as well now. That's fine. And you can remove that. We got a hot CO2 vent down here. I'm not sure we're ever going to use this. Maybe we will if we really run out of things to do. I don't really mind what's going on with this hydrogen, so we'll just release that as well. It's fine. This can go here. Dig that out there. And I think what the plan is actually going to be is I'm literally just going to have the water tank run out to here. We're going to stick the Thermo Aquatuner here. And it's just going to gradually heat up all this water. We're not even going to stick a steam turbine on it yet. We'll just... Maybe we will eventually. But for now, we're just going to have it in the insulated tile. Because we've already insulated this bit here for the volcano. So let's see. Let's build all the Aquatuner stuff before we seal it off. Yeah, that'll do. You once used CO2 guys to beat the skimmers because you needed pea water. Yeah, that's actually very true. We did have one run where we were just we did have one run where we were just letting them erupt. A for cooling and B to skim it and produce pea water. That was ages ago. We did do that. Actually, I don't think we even skimmed it. I think we just let it. I think we just let it build up outside the map because it was cold. But yeah, there's certainly been. I mean, on Flip Fasters, we did have a very large stored amount of CO2. It wasn't a geyser, but it was just a large amount of CO2. We did just convert that all into polluted water using skimmers, and then we off-gassed that polluted water to feed the puffs. That's how I handled that. God, it's going to take you an age to get through here. We can... we can't exactly meet it in the middle, can we? Good to see this is erupting. That's fine. I feel like we're playing with fire a little bit with this. There is oxygen over here. Perhaps I should put a door here. We only let fast loops through, or we could put an atmosuit door here. This is right next to all the oxygen pipes. You know what? I think that makes sense. We're going to do that. I need to stop not suiting up places because I'm lazy. We said we were going to do this. We said that we were going to suit up individual areas rather than actually make a central exit. We're just going to have a lot of discrete areas that we suit up. So let's see. This oxygen pipe, I guess we'll just take a little runner off here. And then we'll just send that over here. And then we can let one person down here to do any maintenance required here. That seems fine. More Paku. This is the second print in a row where we've been offered more Paku. That's ridiculous. We have a single red snazzy suit. Everyone's wearing blue ones. Should I find a special dupe and give them the red suit? I'm tempted. Then again, the Paku are awfully tempting. I think it's got to be the Paku. We can make any of these. We can make one of these anytime. We got the Paku. Here you go. Open the door and let the Paku flop out into their usual spot. There you go. Right. Skills, bubbles. I'm going to keep skilling you guys up. But I'll just take you straight to exosuits. You can go straight to super duper hard digging. May, you can have... So you can have tidying. Ren will give you... We'll give you building 2. You can have super duper digging. You can have demolition. Yeah, that's all good. We've still got 4 tons of plastic left over. We're making so much plastic. It's great. So we don't want these lips anymore either. We can just turn these into regular doorways. We're doing a little bit of running. We are, I'll tell you what, we are just gonna need a ventless chlorine somehow. I think what I need to actually do is I think I need to sweep this. We need to stick some airflow tiles here. That would help. And then maybe start dealing with this. That seems like a good idea. Right. We need a wire over here as well. So that can just go here. That's fine. Let's priority 9 this, because I don't want anyone to suffocate. No more deaths. And then we got a blueprint. What have we got? We have another wall pot. Well, there you go. We got a white one last print. Now we've got a yellow one. I do like wall pots. They're just kind of difficult to fit in places. Let's have a look at this. So we actually need to stick this here. And then the grill is going to go over here. We're just going to mirror this setup exactly. Might as well build all this stuff now. I'm not sure I actually need 2 loaders, but I'm going to put them in just in case. And then remove that. That can go. Oh right, we're gonna need to snake this around that, aren't we? That's fine. I can go like that. That is okay. Then power-wise, we can just plug this all in like normal. I quite like how we're generating so much coal, the hatches, that I don't even need to bother with transformers. I just set up a separate coal grid for everything. And then we just end up with a load of stored hydrogen over here. That being said, most of the hydrogen is being consumed to run the spawn, so that's fine. I say most, not a lot actually. It's doing alright. Right, what are you guys up to? You're all on the phone. I do need to put in a proper rec room. We're definitely going to put in a rec room here. This is going to be the Paku tank. I'm going to think about this a bit later once we've done a few of these other things. I want to get the kitchen working first. So you've been dumping oil in here, that's fine. You can stop that. I think what's actually been happening is it's been dumping out here as well. That's okay. I'm gonna sweep that up. Either way, we vacuum sealed this now. So now we can actually come in here. We can dig this. We can come down here. I'm not going to even insulate this really. I built this out of insulated tile. I don't think I needed to. We're just going to ladder over here. This guy was dormant. So I think what I'm going to do is gas-wise, it's all going to stay as natural gas. So I think what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to stick a tile here. We'll put this gas pump at the bottom. Make it out of gold just in case. Put an atmos sensor on it. Because the amount of gas in here is pretty low. So if we set this below like 50 grams, maybe. I mean, to be honest, we'll just run it until it's vacuumed the room because it's dormant. And then the tail end of the pump will be full of the non-natural gases. And then we can start filtering it out. And then this room should just be full of natural gas later. Yeah, we're not even going to use this for power at the moment. We have plenty of power. We're literally just going to use this to cook our food. You guys have seen me do natural gas a lot in the previous run. Or break the other gases and hole in the ceiling. You know, we could actually do that. We could... I think we could actually remove them all. Yeah, we'll just do that. That is quicker. So you can tile this in. That should be fine. You can tile that in. We've got 2 gases here. That is going to flow out a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. Get a cold Joshua. Hilly surroundings. Right, I should equip you guys with more jackets as well. I think there's a couple of you that are missing. You're going to end up with CO2 in there. Yes. Yes, we are. So what I'll do is I'll seal this last, and then that should delete the CO2, because they're not going to exhale a lot of CO2 in here. Just whatever they grab from this area. And that's if they even decide to go out that way. They haven't yet. They've all decided to bugger off. Because they can't get through here anymore. That's fine. We'll tile this off and then we'll remove these. What is the situation? We're getting this finished. That's okay. We got a few people running on wheels. I mean, that's good. We do need to train people's athletics, if I'm being honest. You're taking wrong element damage again. Because I forgot to separate this again. Okay. That one's on me. Here you go. Do not ask why I decided to set this up in the middle of all the oxygen pipes. I do not know why. But we're going to make it work. Oh, I need to insulate this pipe as well, because it's going to be full of hot gas, isn't it? You know what? This is all going to be ceramic pipe. I think this is a pretty good area to put ceramic pipe, to be honest. So then, this is where we're going to have the Aquatuner. So all I'll do is stick the Aquatuner here, make this out of steel. I'm going to put it here. We'll put the sensor here. That could be lead, that won't cause any issue. Like, as I say, the amount of cooling the freezers are going to require is not very much, so this is unlikely to generate steam at any point, but if it does, we can just stick a steam turbine here. Green to green on the bridge, yes. Yes, that is true. I will remember to do that. Let's see. So, I don't want this to be a bridge. I want that to just connect there. And then for now, we'll just separate this. That pipe can go somewhere else. We'll move this. We'll move that pipe over here, maybe. This is all going to need to be insulated. Since that goes there, that goes there. This can be regular pipe. Then we'll make the rest of this insulated, so that will go... You know what, if I'm moving this, I think I might just have this insulated pipe go here. So that will go over there. I'll go in there. I mean, this won't be... This will be tile, so we don't need to make this insulated pipe. And go like that. And then, yes, we need the bridge to make sure it circulates properly. So... Insulated pipe. We wanted to prioritize the cold liquid, so we have this first, and then we stick the bridge here. So then it should always prioritize the cooling. It should always prioritize the coolant, and then it will prioritize recirculating the loop. I think is correct. What cooling liquid will I use? That is a good point. We normally do this with gas. It will have to be something that doesn't freeze at sort of -30. So it probably will be oil, which is sad, because it's not going to be as power efficient as usual. But considering how many gas pipes we have in the area, I don't think we have an alternative. Yeah, heat capacity is not great. It's slightly better for petroleum, so we'll probably use petroleum considering how much of it we've got. What other liquids could we choose? Yeah, petroleum would be better. That's true. Oh, we've got a geyser in here. Hold on a second. Let's see what's in here. Have a wonder. You guys are idle anyways. Yeah, I think it's going to be petroleum. Obviously, chlorine is very, very low heat capacity, so you wouldn't use that. Is there anything else we would use? Let's see. Ah, yes, carbon, liquid carbon. That's what we'll use. Ethanol has pretty good heat capacity. We could make some ethanol to fill this loop with. I think that would be better. The heat capacity of ethanol is much better. Well, it's like 25% better. Maybe 30% better. It's close enough that I feel less bad about using it. So here's what we'll do. We'll very, very quickly make some lumber. Ethanol. That's going to take a while. It's not going to take a while. Let's just think about this. Just a second. So what we'll do is we'll uproot these. Uproot these plants. We'll stick the trees in here. Very quickly make some lumber. We'll try. So we have the slime distilleries. Or the algae distilleries. So what we'll do is we'll grab more slime and we'll put it in these. And then instead of feeding the thimbleweeds, we'll feed some fertilized trees. Get some lumber out of that quickly. And then convert that lumber into ethanol and recycle the polluted water from that. It's 9 cycles minimum. Yeah. I'm wondering. I'm wondering what the what's preferable. Do we just fill it with petroleum to start and then dump the petroleum later? I think maybe we could do that. At least we do actually have the trees. There you go. Have is having a nap. They are narcoleptic. So let's see. This room is obviously not a permanent room. They're narcoleptic. It's just what they do. This is one that I can't actually be blamed for. So then, ethanol distillers. I guess I'll just set up one for now. That means a large amount of polluted dirt, a large amount of carbon dioxide, a large amount of heat. Well, that's okay. I guess what we do is we let the carbon dioxide trickle down. No, we wouldn't. That's a bad idea. Oh, I'm not going to worry about it too much. It's going to be temporary. I'll just stick it here. We'll open up the room at least. I can plug in there. Let's see. Disconnect that. That's fine. Move closer to the loop. I mean, yeah, the loop stops here. I don't know. We can just run a pipe coming down here to feed on to start. I don't think that's an issue. So that can come down here. What's the ethanol temperature going to be? I very rarely use these anymore. Comes out 73.4 degrees. Right, so it is going to be hot. So I want to make that an insulated pipe. That's fine. We'll just make it insulated the whole way. And then that can just go here, I guess. We do need to prioritize digging up more slime. But thankfully there is slime over here. I do actually just want to clear all of this. But that's fine. That'll do for now. And then you can load these up. Also, what I could do is excess polluted water could go into the tree for now from the stuff. Energy is bricked. Yes, it is bricked, I know. Open that up again. We need to put a suit in our suit dock, which is here. And then you guys can actually access the water tank without without drowning. Then let's see. You found a volcano. Great, good job. That's exactly what we needed. Another friggin' volcano. And here's another one. Good. I like volcanoes. These are getting a little bit hot. I think we need more cooling on these. I'm kind of just trying to cool it with the petroleum in the pipe, but I don't think that's really working. Because the gas conductivity isn't very good. I could make some radiant pipe. We'll just make some radiant pipe out of lead. That'll do. It's not urgent yet. What else? Yeah, so this is being filled up. That's good. So this is obviously going to be disconnected. This is going to go here. There we go. Then I guess what I'll do is... I guess I'll just send it this way. Then put a bridge on here. That should be alright. It's not perfect, but it will do, I think. So it's going to fill up with ethanol from this way. So it's going to go this way, and then I'll go in here. Set this to send green signal if above -30. This needs to be powered by something, so we're just going to power this with another set of coal generators for now. So I guess at the moment they're going to go here. I'm going to leave a zone for a steam turbine. We'll put the coal generators here. Why am I making this insulated? It doesn't need to be insulated. So that could go here. We're gonna need to... We're gonna release a small amount of chlorine doing this. I think all things considered, that'll be okay. I'll just tell them to do this quickly. And then... if we're gonna actually drop... We're gonna drop off the stuff. I guess we will make this full high. You know, I don't really care about this chlorine. Just let this chlorine out. We already let out the chlorine from the vent. We can't put the genie back in the bottle. Let's not worry about it too much. Let's make sure this is all prioritized. And then this can go here. Let's have iron. And this will just go straight in here. Well, straight-ish. That's fine. Then we'll hook this up to the coal line so we don't have to manually load this. There's the receptacle. You know, I've gotten very used to using the arrow keys now. I'll eventually actually use all these other hotkeys, I promise. You know what, I'm gonna move this here. Just because I prefer how it looks, not because it's actually better. We'll make sure that's hooked up to a separate power line, just in case. Yeah, so that can all be priority 9 here. We've done another research. Good job, guys. I think you have enough stuff to do at the moment that I don't need to prioritize more research for you. Our plan. So that's priority 9. Where is the slime? Please, just let me select the button. I need to put slime in here. When everything is 9, nothing's 9. But not everything is 9. Look. Oh well, this is digging. Look, we haven't priority 9'd everything. I swear I'm getting better. Also, to be honest, there's so many dupes working on this now. They're getting it done pretty quickly. We need automation wire as well. Our coal stocks do keep going up and up, so I'm not really worried about plugging in more stuff to coal power. And then once you build this, I think we can literally just seal this in. So go ahead and build that. We do want to hook up the coal line as well. We accidentally severed the coal line. It's a good idea, wasn't it? I guess what I actually want to do is... I want to bring it over here. Oh, that's a lot of metal. There's got to be a better way. I mean, this is where all the coal from all of the hatches goes. I mean, the actual answer is we just stick the coal plants in more centralized places. Because they're kind of just dotted all over the shop at the moment. The thing is, I'm planning on moving all of these. I'm planning on moving all of these somewhere else eventually. Maybe even just moving them over here. This is probably fine. At the end of the day, we can rip up the line and reposition it without there being too many issues. It's not like deconstructing stuff in this game uses materials, thank God. Chlorine levels are slowly decreasing in here. You can sweep all of this as well. That's fine. Go ahead and sweep this. Do we have any more suits to give people? We do. We have 4. Good job. There you go. I see they haven't quite fixed the bug around the sponge temperature, sponge texture. It's still looking somewhat sketchy. Here they are. They're all behaving. Also, why haven't I made this tile yet? Make this tile. Make this tile. Make this tile. Right. I am going to want to dump some liquid out of here. There's too much liquid in here. So we're just going to... What's the plan? Well, we're going to have to set up an atmo suit for this, definitely. I think I'll do this afterwards. I don't mind if we have a little bit of lost copper as a result. Being said, yeah, this hasn't erupted in a while. It's alright, we've got enough metal for now. This plastic ladder. We continue this going down here. I may as well continue this going all the way down to the bottom. And now I think I can continue doing this all the way down to the bottom. Especially considering that this is where we're actually making all the plastic. Yeah, at least now you can actually grab the lead without getting scolded. You know, God forbid I actually forward plan just a little bit. They also look very cute in their puffed suits. This looks like we're starting to get some oil leaking in here. That's okay. In fact, now that we actually have the suits, we can start dismantling some of this gradually. But I'm not going to worry about that too much at the moment. Let's see. That needs finishing off. The pipe needs finishing off. That's not pipe, that's conveyor line. Right, you've gone into here. What is going on? Let's see. Yeah, there's no other gases left in here. No one's... Yeah, no one's been naughty. But I think we can just leave that like it is for now. We need to put some automation wire here. I'm not even going to bother putting a suit dock here until this gets to scalding temperatures, and I don't think it will for a while. You can dig that as well. Dig this. Dig that too. Want all the slime. Actually dig that as well. And dig that, dig that. The trees are growing. We need to enable this. Pipe is filling with hot water. So that's good. We have... the slime stocks are dwindling, so we're just going to keep grabbing as much as we can. God, that's not a phrase you hear very often. The slime stocks are dwindling. Help, help, I'm running out of slime. Whatever will I do? I'll go raid this. We're actually replenishing our algae stocks as well. Not that we're going to run the terrariums again. Okay, why is this at 40C now? Oh, because we disconnected this. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Alright, game. I see. I see what you're cooking. Now I've got this double pipe going here. Which means I'm probably just gonna do it like this. Second thought, let's do this. Right, and then priority 9, the pipe, because we need that doing right away. Because the oxygen is now overheating. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put some liquid reservoirs here. I want to make this tank a bit deeper. Did I not research liquid reservoirs? Am I stupid? No, I am stupid. We've researched it. It's right here. We can make that out of aluminium. That's fine. Stick those there. That'll help. And then this can go... I can go like that. You could bridge up the whole cooling loop for less coolant and less things in pipes. Less insulated pipe. That is true. That is true. We probably should do that. Because we're going to be heavily constrained by the amount of ethanol we can generate if we're trying to actually fill this with ethanol. Let's see. Rats. So, daft question. Provided that all the pipe is still insulated, the bridges won't affect the level of insulation, will they? What I'll actually do is I'll actually move this down here. And then you can remove all of this. Yeah, so it won't affect the insulation level. That's good. Let us do the whole bit. I mean, it doesn't have to be the whole bit, just enough to reduce the length of this main section. And then I could do the same over here, actually, couldn't I? Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, I've never done this before. But it does make sense. It does make sense, and we have enough dupes to build stuff. So why not? I probably could have just deconstructed all of this. I don't think I needed to disconnect that, but I like using the disconnect tool, so whatever. Hello. So, we can do the shaft. We can do this bit as well. Yeah, that's fine. Now this is spaghetti. But it's honorable spaghetti. Right. It's anti-pasta. I like it. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what, I've got a story. So I went, me and a partner went to a Sicilian restaurant for lunch at the weekend. And that was really nice. And I had a lasagna and they had some kind of Sicilian hamburger. But what we actually did is we had a salad with it that was orange slices with onions and aniseed and stuff on them. And it was actually really nice as a combo. Like, it went really well with the lasagna. And I'd have never thought of having orange with a lasagna. But, yeah, it worked really well. And it was this great restaurant that was just on our doorstep that had been open for about a year or so. We never even bothered going in there. So that was nice. Right, let's see. Copy settings. We're gonna do the same on this one. Definitely forbid mutants in all of them. Okay. The next step is going to be automating all the food, but I want to get the freezer working before we do that. Right, so the coolant is going back in these. It shouldn't boil over if we're not making steel. Why 2 freezers? The actual reason is because of redundancy. Like, if one fails, I want to still have half of my food stock.
Thanks for the sub.
Thanks for the sub,
too high.
Hi. How you doing? Thanks very much for the sub. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I kind of like having multiple freezers just for redundancy's sake. Like, if one fails, then there's still food in the other one. It shouldn't fail, but if it does, it's nice to do. One fails, the others probably fail too. That's true. I guess they're on the same loop. I think what I mean is if one of the liquid locks fails. Because if one of those fails, then we get gases in here that shouldn't be in here. This one will still be sealed. I don't think there's many circumstances where this would breach. The real reason is because I want dupes to access food equally from both sides. I don't want the dupes having to run all the way over here to grab food and then running all the way back to their mess table. But yeah, I do see what you're saying about the spice grinder. I'm not overly fussed about spice, to be honest. Maybe we'll do it later, but we're only gonna do it once we get puffs for slime and we're growing these properly. Maybe we'll do a separate. Maybe we'll do a separate room for the spice grinder. I don't know. So what am I putting here? Let's put a little statue here. Ah, I've sealed off the copper. That's fine. We'll replace the statue later. Then maybe some crown molding. There we go. Usually suppress warnings on cooking stations because you queue up all recipes. Yeah, maybe we'll do that at some point. Wow, look at you guys go. Yeah, you guys are all pretty idle at the moment. You know what, just continue researching all this stuff. So you've done all of that building. The pipe is ready. This pipe is ready. Work of art. Trees are growing. They're going to take a while to grow. What else do we want to do? We want to try grow more trees. I think we can grow more trees. Let's sweep this up. Remove all of this. Deconstruct. Construct. Deconstruct. What have we got in the pod? A pink unitard. The game really does not like my choice of clothing. We got another doctor with excavation. Decent, dedicated doctor with digging interest. We don't really need more doctors. Then again, the other guy's a mouth breather. Then Ashcan is a tidying decorator with unpracticed artist. Yeah, we're not gonna get the unitard. We're a snazzier suit colony here. I think I'm gonna take Nisbet. We'll get another proper doctor, and you can dig on the side as well. So we'll just go up and digging for now. I do just want to get to 40 dupes, really. You can prioritize doctoring and digging. You have another doctor here. We have a few people with caregiver. God, caregiver is such a common friggin' trait. Like, it's unreal. If there was like one thing I could do to, or maybe not one thing, but like one very, very minor thing I could do to change the game, it would be to make the caregiver trait less common. I feel like a quarter of my dupes get it at some point. Right, let's see. Digging here. You can have tidying. Sherlock, you can have plumbing, and Stinky, you can have digging. There you go. If you get to 40 dupes too quickly, you might be unable to take in very good dupes. Well, that's true, but if we find a really good dupe, what we might do is we might send the other dupes to other planets. I want to have 40 on this asteroid. There are going to be other asteroids, and I do actually want to eventually do all the proper spaced out stuff. So we'll see. We'll still print really good dupes if we find them. And we'll keep the really good dupes on this planet, and we'll send the less good dupes to other planets. So eventually I'm going to put some ice sculptures in here. Am I excited to harvest moo milk? I'm really excited. I've got to admit, the patch notes... I watched Luma's video on it, and the patch notes seemed really interesting to me. Like, all the different things we could do with the milk, the fact that they'll bring more moos to the asteroid. I also found it very funny that you can configure the blast shot launchers to shoot gassy meteors. Like, imagine this being a gassy moo summoned to a planet by your friend, and then all of a sudden you just get hit by a missile, and you explode. That's not very fun, is it? Right, let's actually set up the natural gas pump. So this is over here. This is all natural gas. So this pipe can go... Right, we've tiled this. See, this... I'd like to pretend that I did this on purpose. We can actually just tile it... We can pipe it through that tile. Very organized pipe. And then that can just come down... here. And then we can use that pipe section that we never got around to deconstructing. So I think we'll send it here. Whatever, we'll just do that for now. And then that can come down... yeah. It is going to be hot, but it's not going to be moving too much, so I'm not too worried. Moves have been doing some TLC forever, that's true. You're currently on cycle 435 and a custom 5 moonlit cluster. I only have 12 dupes. That is absolutely fair enough. This tends to be my habit. I tend to print a lot of dupes so that I just have labor on hand to build big projects quickly when I feel like it. And then a lot of the time they're just running idly in the gym. And to be honest, frame-wise, it's kind of holding up. We're on 20 FPS at the moment. I mean, I guess it is speed 1. Let's not be too proud of ourselves. Right, let's deconstruct this. Well, deconstruct these. Yeah, we can fit 2 more trees in here. Let's get this ethanol going. So, here's a question I'm sure Leofar knows the answer to. How many ethanol distillers can you run off a single arbitrary? Is it close to 1 to 1? Also, I'm going to shut the blind. It's dark. Did I knock my camera? I did not. There we go. Need 36 wild ones for 5 generators. So what you're saying is 4 of these domestically grown should be enough to run 2 generators. More or less. So I can go there. Let's turn my cable back in. So the only problem I have with this external keyboard that I've got now is that my headphone cable always gets caught over the WASD keys. And that kind of annoys me. Okay, put that pipe back in there. That's fine. This room is insulated, so it should stay the right temperature. We got our last blueprint. What's in here? Got the racing jacket. We unlocked this last stream. We're not going to wear it, but that's funny. They're currently running 11 dupes in cycle 68 on custom map Inferno. What's going on with the Inferno map? See, this is just venting steam, or is it? Doesn't feel like it is. Let's sweep all this stuff out of here. Can you make sure to actually deliver the suit here? Oh, wait, we need to undock all these suits, don't we? Yeah. That's the issue. Here you go. We don't need this anymore. In fact, you know what? I don't need any of this anymore. I'm just going to replace this with bedrooms. Who gets to sleep? Who gets to sleep right above the volcano? There's going to be a large amount of oxygen in these suit docks. That's okay. Who's scolding? You're scolding. That makes sense. Get out of there. We're just gonna let you... Are we really just gonna let you vent freely over here? Now that the base is so close? I don't think we do. Right, what do I do? I think I just insulate it like this, maybe. You know what? Rime, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter if they get cooked. I don't think they are going to get cooked. We'll see how it goes. I mean, they're going to get cooked if they stand right underneath it. But you currently got hypothermia, so that balances out, right? You got hypothermia and then you get scolded. Does it balance out? That's how it works in real life. Wait, why is there a fully released cool steam vent in my base? That's a very good question. Because our base wasn't originally over here. Our base is kind of crept towards it. And the actual answer is that it's Rime, and that the whole map was so cold. I'm kind of letting it just erupt for now. But we're gonna tame it properly later. Yeah, the whole map is cold. That can absorb a lot of the heat for a while. If people start getting scolded a lot, then I'll move it, but there's nothing temperature sensitive over here, so I'm not actually that worried about it. Because our plants are over here, and these aren't growing because they're not irrigated, not because of the temperature. So I'm worried about the temperature over here. And then we're cooling these rooms actively. And that's about all that I care about the temperature. Let's hope you're doing well. Papa John's won. I'll tell you what, I do fancy a good Papa John's every now and then. I must say, out of my takeaway pizza habit, I think it's mostly Papa John's that I get. The only time I get Domino's is if it's a work function, because for some reason they think Domino's is better, and I just flat out disagree on that. The only thing about Papa John's, so I like having Papa John's when it's hot, and I also like having it the next day when it's cool. Or like I'll put it in the fridge and I'll have cold pizza for breakfast. Papa John's is really good at that. But I get the feeling that's because it's so full of salt. Because it is really salty. Which I don't mind sometimes, but sometimes it can be a bit bad. Anywho, I think I'm just going to seal this off. I'm just going to seal this off. We'll stick an airflow tile here. Just for now. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, we'll stick an airflow tile here just for now. Ruby is very proud of their work. God, what a precarious situation for a dupe. So you're underwater in an abyssalite tunnel, just above a copper volcano with a load of steam, and then above you is a load of chlorine. Fascinating. Yes, you're the one dupe. You're the one dupe that can go in here. Just got a second round interview. Nice, nice. I'm a waiting game of getting more plastics that have oil there, but I need to get Drekos online. Yeah, we're not going to have Drekos for a while. Not unless the pod gives us some. Right, how's this going? Right, so you built that pipe, that's good. So now you just need to build the wire. So again, I think you can just build that going up here. A very organized fashion. Trees are growing. It's nice. Slime, we have 1.5 tons of slime, so that's going to turn into about 1 ton of polluted water. Yeah, because the building uses 600 grams of slime per second. Yeah, see now it's stopped erupting, most of the heat is dissipated. I've got a pump here that's supposed to dump the water down here, but I think, to be honest, at this point, considering how much chlorine we've already leaked out, I think we just dig a tunnel. I don't think we need this pump to run anymore. Yeah, I think I'm literally just going to dig this. And then we'll dig that as well, and we'll dig that. We'll dig that last. Yeah, this pump hasn't run in ages anyways, because it's just blocked. So we'll just dig this all out, and then we won't have to worry about pumping that. Right, now we can open this as well. So it should push all the gas out of this bit. I don't think there's anything else we need to do with this. Eventually we'll put a steam turbine here, but it's gonna take ages for that to happen. Yeah, you guys are doing this pretty quickly. I do still want to grab more slime. There is slime over here that we can grab. Let's do that. Yeah, that does really seem like the purpose of this machine is to give you warm polluted water on maps like this, just to use in a pinch. Very convenient for that. Got some more research done, that's good. There we go. Nothing more enjoyable than warm pea water, exactly. You got it. Oh, I'm looking forward to this being done. It's going to take a while, though. Once we get our first lot of lumber, at least, we can start producing the ethanol. How's that coal conveyor looking? There's one tile you haven't built. Okay, 3. It's funny. Yeah, build those, please. How's this looking? Temperature is way too hot in here. Because... this isn't... this is hooked up the wrong way. I am a genius. I am a genius. It's official. Okay, there we go. I think the leftmost gym wheel is not automated. You are right, I forgot to do that. Thank you. Now we can avoid a dupe getting trapped on the wheel. This can be removed. Right, what's on the list? So you've done that wire. This should be set to send green signal if above 1000, I think. So many manual gens. Yeah, so these aren't for power. This is for if the dupes get bored. These are set to priority 1, so that if the dupes are bored, the last errand on their list will be to run on the wheel and power this lamp. And that lamp isn't hooked up to a battery, so they'll keep running on the wheel to fuel it. So that will train their athletics and their machinery skills. So instead of just wandering around idle, they'll develop those skills, and eventually everyone will have max athletics pretty quickly. So that's why I set this up. And then the other thing we have is a little timer sensor that goes off every 24 seconds. So this way, it will interrupt the dupes every schedule block if they are running on this. So once they get idle, every cycle, they'll see if they're still idle, and if they are still idle, they'll still run on the gym, and if not, they'll go do something else. And so that's what that system is. And you can be sneaky as well, and you can set it up so that it runs onto like a big battery bank and charges that, and then goes to powering the lamp. But I'm not going to bother. We have enough power. We're coal positive. Our hatches are generating a lot of coal. So I'm not worried about that. Right. Growing branches, that's what I like to see. So... yeah, growing, that's fine. Doesn't seem like I need more polluted water. And then the pipe. Ah, you need to build this. Well, I'll tell you what. We're not melting any of this ice immediately. So, for now, just remove these buildings and we'll put them back in. Might be kind of funny to try and get by with nothing but manual gens. Yeah, it's not that bad. Like, if you're trying to do super sustainable, and you have a lot of dupes, and you have a lot of water coming in, so you can provide oxygen for all the dupes, it's not awful. It does just tie up a lot of dupe labor, so you have to speed through it a bit. Right, what else are we up to? I think I'm going to get started on the Pacu stuff.
Thanks for the follow.
Another day. Thank you very much for the follow, TWF3D. Thank you very much for the follow. Me and Whiskers do appreciate the company. Is that short for something? Is that like leet speak for something? I don't know. Actually, yes. Fish update. How's the fish doing? There's Whiskers. Whiskers is having a nap, but they are satisfied with your follow. There's a challenge to shoot rocket to temporal tear and have one power wheel for power. Good grief. Sounds like it'll take ages. Yeah, so the thing about the Pacus is, I'm going to go with someone else's build for the Pacus this time. And we're going to try and fit a surfboard into it. But I want to be fresh when I'm thinking about this, so I'm going to do that at the start of next stream. What are we going to do? You know, someone is going to scold themselves on this eventually. If we look at this traffic overlay, they do come past this a fair bit. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Looks like the water is still flooding this area, so that's good. Is this going to push all the gases out? I don't think it is. Oh, it's trying. Yeah? You gonna do it? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Am I trying to redesign as much as possible? No, it's just people submitted a lot of designs for Pacu tanks, and I wanted to try it out. Because I build my design all the time, and I know it'll work, but it'll be interesting to try someone else's design. Right, this is done, so now let's cover this. So, there's so much water here, I think it's going to take ages for this to heat up significantly. I think we'll be fine. You guys are all running on the wheel. Good job. Should I make this the thumbnail today? Like, very productive dupes. Most productive colony. Pacu nerf. It's not a nerf. It's making it so that when the Pacu eat from the feeder, the effect lasts longer, so they don't need to eat as often. So what I would normally do is I would feed the Pacu very small amounts of algae, so that they constantly eat from the feeder and get the buff. Because if they ate a seed, they'd be full for so long that they wouldn't have the buff for a while, and then they wouldn't lose the wildness. So it would take ages. So now they've done that, you don't have to worry about that so much, and you probably could get away with just feeding them on seeds. We'll have to try that when the new update comes out. How am I deciding how many dupes to print? Well, basically, I don't know. Like, the actual answer is we have 2 water geysers here that are producing 95 degrees water. And we're basically just going to try and electrolyze that with as little effort as possible. And it turns out that that amount of water is about enough oxygen for 40 dupes. So we're going to have about 40 dupes here. And then I've designed the base to factor in 40 dupes, so we have 40 mess table seats. We're going to have 40 bedrooms. In fact, let's actually put in some more bedrooms here now that I've cleared that space up. Comfy bedroom time. And watch everyone just clamber to get over here because they haven't got anything else to do. There you go. But yeah, I'm very interested to see how the Pacu changes affect things. In particular, how they affect our workflow for just getting the ranch or getting the farm started up. We're going to get rid of this eventually, so I'm just going to put the doors here. We're definitely not going to put any more bedrooms down here, so I think that's the last level of those. We obviously don't have any more reed fiber, so I'm going to hold off the paintings for now. You need to put a thing here. That needs to be set to this. Be interesting to see when we actually get some lumber going. You know what? We've got like half an hour. Maybe we do start on the Paku. Right. Leofar's earned a skill point. Let's do that first. Building for Leofar. And then Devon, you can have digging. Right, let's actually have a look at this. So, let me just bring up the Discord. This is from a while ago. Wrong button. Right, so oxygen not included. Then we need to find packing. Okay, so first of all, I just want to show this off pretty quickly. This is the Discord where we hang out and we post oxygen not included related stuff. You can find that here. We do other stuff for games as well, but this is Silly Device's idea, which is basically a fish-powered volcano tamer that works with a gold volcano. So this works off the principle that gulpfish hatch from their eggs at like minus 10 degrees C-ish, and they have a decent amount of mass. I think they weigh something silly like 200 kilograms each. So if you have enough fish breeding, you have a large influx of cold fish, and that can actually absorb enough heat to tame a gold volcano. So we've got to try this at some point. Yeah, minus 12.5 degrees. Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot. So we're going to try and build that at some point. You've seen it done to tame a cool steam vent? Yeah, maybe we could do the same thing. Although, to be honest, I'm planning on geotuning. Anyways. We've got some more memes here. Hold on. Right, let's go to the go to the actual Paku builds. This is going to be a while away. I've left this too long. People talking about plants and critters. You hear any minute, I swear. There's all the spoms. There's Mr. T. What build am I looking for? I thought it was sooner than this. Can I just control F Paku? Does that work? Yes, it does work. Oh. There's only 7 options, though. This is interesting. I'm not sure how I was going to do this. Casual anime, but yeah, exactly. Oh, I don't know. I think it was Silly Devices. I think Silly Device had a post where they were talking about a lot of Paku. But yeah, come check out the Discord. It's funny. This is when we were talking about nuclear plants. Oh, damn it. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to waste any more time. Resend me the Paku farm designs, and I'll look at them tomorrow and we'll get them done. We'll do them tomorrow. So we'll find something else to do for half an hour. You know what? Let's actually explore over here. We'll dig this out. I want to find the remaining geysers, if there are any. We can dig out the rest of the copper as well. We do want more decorative materials. So just keep digging this out. Ah, Leofar, you just sent one. Okay. I'll go have a look at that in a sec. There's another slime biome over here. Right, I'll tell you what. Let's actually dig in under here. We'll go and investigate this slime biome. So I want more slime. Feed me slime. And while they're doing that, let us have a look at Nearbar's build. Come to present, thank you. Right. So, we got a design from Leofar. So, as usual, Leofar is maintaining good fish practices and keeping their fish in ethanol instead of water. I highly recommend it. The fish just love the ethanol. Isn't that right, Whiskers? You can store Paku in any liquid. You can store them in magma were it not for the temperature. They don't care. So what's going on here? So you've got the feeder here. This is where the eggs are being dumped. This is the infinite storage for the fish. Then this is the breeder tank. I do quite like this. Quite compact. It's 5 tall, not 4 tall. The other thing is, I'm looking for a build that I can fit a surfboard around. I want to make the most of having the water there and have the surfboard as well. What's the liquid here for? Is this visco gel? Is that just to make sure there's liquid in this tile? Ah, you've got a post here. Hold on. Ah, here's what FRD dot has done. Right. Okay. That was the wrong button. No. Actually, maybe that's all right. Very professional streamer. Ah, yes. I think this is what I was thinking of. So this is... You got 4 tiles here, 1 here, 4 tiles here. I think you did discuss the automation as well. This just lets you have all these breeders in a row, and then we can expend it as far as we want. And then the fish get dumped in here, and then what we could probably do is we could probably fit the surfboard in here or something. I think I'm actually going to have to plan this out. But yeah, that's a strong contender for what we do. We've got another picture for automation, that's good. Yeah, here it is. Okay, and here's my comment endorsing it earlier, that's great. Good stuff. And then Silly Devices posted theirs as well, let's have a look. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. So here's yours actually, yeah, here's yours actually by the tree. Got 1 tile here, 1 tile here, and then this is connected up to this body of water. I do like this as well. Like the plant, that's a nice touch. Then you've got something similar here that's built into a base. Yeah, I do like these. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna make a decision overnight, and we'll pick a design and go for it tomorrow. Right, you can't get into here now. Can you not reach these? Sure you can. What are you up to? Are you just prioritizing building this instead? I think that be what you've been doing. Yeah. So it kind of seems like there's 2 different approaches that I'm choosing between. There's FRD's design, which is really sort of like repeatable, and then I think your design would be repeatable. Yours is the fish all in the 1 tile bit, which I quite like. Because I don't want a load of fish swimming around. That's something I want to avoid. Right, we got any more liquids? Let's just get rid of some stray liquids. We can sweep this up. We're not going to be able to seal this again, are we? I guess we can do it one tile at a time. The problem I always see in having a shared egg waiting area is if you have a big population, 2 eggs can hatch at the same time and break the breeder tank. Yes, that is true. I don't think I've hit that threshold yet, but it's certainly possible. How many hatchlings we got? Quite a few. That's good. They're all babies. Why is this not working? Are all these rooms full? Oh. Yeah, I think they're all full and this guy just wandered in here at the wrong moment. That's fine. I'm really happy with this hatch build. I'm really glad we've refined the dropper down to a T. Because this isn't broken yet. And it's just endless hatches, really. Yeah, let's do a little bit more exploring. So you built that ladder now. You'll need to dig this. Still wrangling the shine bugs. You know what? Let's just tile this up. Actually, no, we can remove this and put a door here. It's fine. One thing we can do as well is actually get the mechatronics set up. So what we eventually are going to want is the meat. So first of all, which one's the meat? Did I actually set one of these for the meat? I don't think I did. I think this is going to be the meat. So the meat can go... I'm going to struggle to build that if I put it in there. Let's actually make this one the meat. Wait for the cycle to load. Then this can go in here. This is all the edibles. Send it down here. Bridge it this way. Oh, and then we need 2 shafts. No, not shafts. The other one. Chutes. Oh, right, okay. We'll just stick those here and here then. That's fine. I knew there was something I forgot to do. That can go there, that can go there. Then the chutes can go like this. So this will split the food evenly between the 2 kitchens. And then what we'll do as well is all the bristle blossoms in here. When we do eventually hook these up, we'll have them go like this. And then that can just go up here. And we'll just keep extending it as needed. Does it actually make sense to... I think actually... You know what? Instead of doing this... Instead of doing that, I think it actually makes more sense to run it the other way. Yeah, run it down here. And then we can connect it like this. That'll be less metal. And that is actually important, because this is going to be very tall eventually. So we'll hook this up here as well. We will eventually get all these plants fed. It will happen eventually. Let's just stick the auto sweepers in here as well. No, these don't need to be made out of iron. Oh, lead. We've got lead now. We have no shortage of lead. Oh, damn it. Yeah, don't make these out of aluminium either. We were really hurting for refined metal when we got these set up. And they did run for a while off of the original ones. I should really just replace these all with lead eventually. So then these will just be set to edibles, which they already are. That's fine. And then what we'll do is we'll take the cooked products, the cooked end products specifically. So in this case, we'll do barbecue for now. We'll do gristleberry for now. And we'll do omelets for now. And everything else we'll add eventually. And then what I'll do is we'll take the cooked food and we'll put that in these. You know what? Go like this. That's fine. So we're only going to put the cooked food in here. And then actually, we could probably put... the hexalant... No, not the hexalants. What else is going to be? Ingredients. Yeah, stick those all in here as well. Oh, you made some surf and turf. Wow, you made a lot of surf and turf, actually. Blimey. Wow, I should be more observant. Well, I guess, in that case... put surf and turf in there as well. Oh, right, I think I remember what I was going to do. You know what, let's take barbecue off there for now. I'll have a fiddle around with this. I mean, at the very least, it's a sterile atmosphere in here. So that will help it, even if it's not cool at the moment. We got printables, what we got? You're just going to let me print a load of ethanol. That would be really swell. We got gold. I very rarely turn down gold. So here we go. Nicholas is showing off his muscles. Yep. 38% on these. So here's a question. If the tree has farmer's touch, does that actually contribute to the branch growth? Let's check. Can I select the branch? I can. No, it doesn't. Really? That is interesting. So you don't actually want to fertilize these plants once they're grown, do you? Well then, I guess we just turn this off now. That's kind of weird, that's how that works. Why have they got it like that? It's a bit of a trap. Oh well. We have 10 tons of fertilizer. I don't think we're gonna run out anytime soon. Yeah, good idea to do 4 trees then. Because it is gonna take a bit longer. Research. We'll just queue up all the researchers now. Wow, look at them. They're all munching. They're all munching. They're a munch bunch. I like it. Maybe this will be the thumbnail. I don't know, actually, we had a very similar thumbnail the other day. I'll just get a thumbnail shot of people cooking. Clean floor, please. Yeah, we can do that. You guys are idle a lot of the time. Stuffed berry, that can go in here as well. Okay, well, food is being dumped in here at least, which is good. Mop 2. I've been telling them to mop. Feel like we've been catching a lot of this. I think there is just a lot of... There are just a lot of liquefiables that are still here. This is the curse of Rime. Is that you often just end up with liquefiables. I think, maybe I need to do like a sweep or something. Or put like a liquefiables bin somewhere. That would be a good idea. Right, you did get into here, so that's good. Let's dig up more of this slime. We don't want to run out of slime. Everyone likes slime. If we dig it like this, then you should be able to get through there. Then you won't be able to go up here. That's fine. I'll just dig this out. There's some piss in the bedrooms too. Yes, there is here. Catch. This water body has become very disorganized again. That's fine. So now we can dig this out. And I'm going to dig this out as well. In fact, I'm just going to dig all of this out. Get rid of all of this. What else is over here? Are there any geysers? There's a big chunk of sand. 5,000 kilograms of sand per tile. That's so much sand. I guess it's because normally when you're on a map where you start in a marshy area, there isn't a lot of sand, and they want to make sure you can run your sieves. Oh, look. We found a mailbox. Very suspicious. Right, okay. Let's go say hi to George. That's what we're going to do for the rest of today. So we want to dig through here. I think at this point what I'll do is... I think if we leave that, we should be able to dig all of this. Right, I'm just going to priority 9 just digging. Let's see what we get. You have got oxygen here, so you should be fine. The prettiest pattern of mixed waters. Oh god. Yeah, we got a real art scene going on down here. At least it's not a fart scene. That was the previous run. No farters allowed. That's what I should have named this colony. No farters allowed. Playing with story traits on moonlit clusters is interesting because of traits from different planets. That is true. I didn't think the mailbox was going to be here, but it is. So that's a nice surprise. Right, you guys are digging through this pretty quickly now. That's good. So you can just keep digging through this, and then we'll send someone down a bit deeper as well. You can keep grabbing this. That's fine. You've realized it's easier to move super coolant now because of move tool. Forge output them in bottles. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Wait a minute. You didn't fall down here, did you? No, that's good. Everyone's getting hypothermia. That's fine. You don't need you don't need to be in good health to dig. Facts of life. You can dig all of this up as well. We'll get to George. I hope I'm not trapping any of you guys by accident. We do want the slime, so let's just keep going down here. These guys have such good working conditions. Really, I'm the best boss around. It'd be great if the fossil fragments were spread across different planets too. Currently they generate on the same planet. That would be interesting. Although, does that make sense based on the lore entries about how they come to be? You know what? I think we're just gonna dig under here. Yeah, dig under here, dig through the sand, then we'll get here. Wow, he's in the radioactive biome. That's funny. An unfamiliar building has been discovered in my colony. There's movement inside, but whoever the inhabitant is, they seem wary of us. If we can convince them that we mean no harm, we could very well end up with a fresh recruit and a useful new building. Well, we'll see on the useful new building part. I think the slime will need a slide. I know, I don't want to dig the ice though. Fine. Let's see. We'll come around here instead. We'll just build a ladder. Build a ladder. Over here. That's fine. It's definitely quicker. Why you know dig the ice? I'd like to pretend that I'm gonna melt it at some point. I think we'll just do this. I'm aware there's a few slime tiles left, but we'll collect those later. No, that's not going to grab all of this. That's okay. That's okay. So then... Then I think we just ladder here. You like to pretend that you care about the cold biome. You have water for days, give up the ice. Well, we want to grab all the slime anyways. So, like... It doesn't really matter. Yeah, keep going. We must reach George. That's the new final objective of today. You guys are just grabbing all the clay now so you can actually run the kilns. That's amusing. You guys running on wheels? A little. You know what? We can just demolish this whole bit here. Is that the base level? Really, it doesn't matter, does it? Let's just start demolishing this. You guys are idle anyways. I'll set this at a lower priority. There we go. Priority 1 this. Actually, you know what? Priority 3 this, just to make sure that you do it before the wheels. And then priority 9 this. The research has been done, that's good. You can continue digging down here as well. I'm actually finding it quite amusing that how quickly we're getting all these guys to just tunnel through this. I mean, it's not that efficient, but we're just brute forcing it. You explored the Beetle world in debug mode to see what it looks like. George's lair generates right into some very hot thing and it eventually melted. Oh man, it's made of steel. This thing melts at like 2,400 degrees. That's ridiculous. You know what, dig this as well. Right, I'm gonna speed to it now. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna see the, we're just gonna see George, and then we'll wrap it up. I think George will be the thumbnail for today. Either that or the gym. I'm not really sure. More skills as well. See, Nicholas, you can have billing. Josh, you can have branching, that's fine. Jackal, you can have... Yeah, we have a lot of dupes now. Oh, the other thing I was going to do is I'm actually going to block off these doors because I want the dupes to actually run. I want them to run along the metal tile. I want them to run along the metal tile to get to these facilities. Look at the dupes. Look how comfortable they look. I should actually put in some carpet tiles as well, but we've turned off our reed fiber for now. We'll resume that later. Right, it is time. Continue your dig. Continue your dig, and we will find the guy. You'll have all the oxygen down here as well. So you should be pretty quick at this. Yeah, if I cancel those, you should be able to dig all of this out. That can be priority 3. You can dig all this out too. We're nearly there. We have like 10 tons of slime now, so that should be enough to run polluted water for a little while. What do you mean you can't reach any of these? Oh, right. You can't actually, Right, we'll just remove these. I don't know why I thought that would work. Well, I do know why, and the answer is I didn't think about it. Yeah, you should be able to get down here. There you go. Priority 9 this. You can dig this stuff as well. It's fine. There we go. Nothing wrong with digging that out, is there? And then we can just start removing the stuff here. Cycle 230. That's what a dupe says when you go to the dentist. It's 230. Alright, let's watch the knock. Who's gonna do it? So you formed a nice little puddle of polluted water. That's that won't do. That won't do. You've got to dig this up. May is just like, I can't believe I'm the one who has to knock. What a load of rubbish. Yay. Okay, knock, knock, knock. The funny thing is, I can just leave the dupe knocking on the door until I click this. Like, they'll just keep doing it forever. Do my bidding. Right, let's see what it is. We get a cutscene. It's George. I'm not sure why that needed a cutscene, but whatever. Hermit recruitment progress. Initial contact was a success. Our new neighbor seems friendly, though extremely shy. They'll need a little more coaxing before they're ready to join my colony. So then you got these quests. So, improve nearby decor. We know how to handle that. Here's a hint. It involves all these shine bugs. We're just going to dump all the shine bugs next to him. And then, on the grid, turn on festive lights. So we just need to keep it powered for 5 cycles. It draws 60 watts, so it's not really an issue. And then deliver food to the mailbox. This is the kicker. You need 3 unique food items that are great or higher quality. So this is why we set up the gas range as well. So it's going to be stuff like stuffed berry, surf and turf, mushroom wrap, pepper bread, curried beans. I think everything out of the gas range will count. I don't think anything in here will count. Yeah, this is all below. This is all below great quality. So we need to make 3 different dishes with the gas range. We can do stuffed berry, we can do surf and turf. We'll need to think of something else to do as well. Probably not mixed berry pie. Maybe we do tofu. I don't know. I feel like doing ethanol related stuff. We'll see how it goes. We'll make that decision later. Oh, you're shy? Here's some radiation. How much? Oh, just a lot. If the shine bugs were happy, you could put a solar panel and satisfy both the decor and power requirements in one. That would be interesting. I mean, we're just going to build a wire. Like, we have metal. Build the wire. We could do that now, actually. Let's do that. Does not need to be a fancy wire. I think, actually, if we just take the wire and bring it like this. It's probably a good way of doing it. There you go. Please build this wire. We'll do one of the quests. And I think I'll speed 2 at the end of the cycle. And that'll do. And then we'll get our first lots of ethanol out soon, and we can start filling up this loop. And then we can actually get this running. That'd be nice. So it looks like our liquid lock has stayed here as we expected, so that's good. Chlorine is kept under control. This will keep filling with liquid. Vertical ladder missing in the slime quarry. Well, I mean, they're going down here. I mean, we can put... we'll probably put one in, won't we? We'll do that. We'll dig all this out eventually. Above. Oh, here! Yeah, I see what you mean. We need to dig this out as well. Then... You know what? You know what? You guys can just dig this. Have fun. We'll leave that for now. Yeah, priority 9 all of this. And we'll need to clear all this sand as well. That's fine. They're all happy again. Why? Oh, because we just opened up the room, so they're no longer cramped. Oh, God! The lights! You're still hanging out here trying to branch them all. What are you doing? Right, look, stop. You don't need to auto-rankle anymore. Get out of there. The lights! They were cramped before, now they're not cramped. They're gonna keep hanging out over here though, because they like to hang out in groups. They'll illuminate all of the construction work. Do you get sunburn from that? You know, that is a very good question. I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out. Nice place for a hot tub. Nice place for a beach chair. Maybe. Good grief. The funny thing is, some of them are cramped, and some of them aren't. I don't know, maybe it's just a glitch. It doesn't seem like they should be shining. The light overlay is just like yellow. I'm sure this is enough radiation to handle a geyser. You know, two rads per second is enough to handle the geyser germs. I think we've got slightly more than that here. Oh yeah, you can get sunburned. Nice. I think they're just going to keep hanging out over here, to be honest. We might get a couple of stragglers. Oh, good stuff. So I don't think there's any more geysers over here, because that's space. This is the jungle biome, so there could be more stuff over here. So it's probably worth just digging into here and having a quick look. We'll want to open that door as well, so we'll dig through there. Got some beaters. But, yeah. I think we'll just get to the end of the cycle, and then I will start the next stream with the packing tank. Yeah, I'll just speed one it the rest of the day. I believe in you. You guys can do this quickly. So if we find another geyser, what are the odds that it's another volcano? You know, to go with the 14 other volcanoes. We're still grabbing all this clay as well. These kilns have been running pretty well. 44 tons of ceramic. It's not bad. Did they deliver the food already? No. Not yet. I think we need to plug it in first. Inspect this as well. We found a strange brick. It still works. Interesting sounds coming from this biome. Food needs to be manually delivered to the mailbox. Yeah, exactly. There's an interface here where you select to deliver stuff. So we need to wait until we generate a bit more, because the dupes are eating all the good food. Also, food is actually going down a little bit now. So we either need to get more hatches or actually get our bristle blossoms growing, and I think it's going to be the latter. Right, the lights are on. The lights are on. I mean, it's not quite as much light as we've got over here, but it'll do. So that needs to run for 5 cycles continuously. Can the power be interrupted and have it still work? Or does it need to be 5 cycles continuously? Oh, I've done that thing again, haven't I? I let it go over the day, didn't I? We'll go a bit longer then. go in here. I want to see what's on the other end of all this stuff. Now we've actually bothered to dig our way over here. The answer seems to be lots of magma. What's in this? Right, it doesn't look like there's any more geysers. Unless there's one hiding out in the radioactive biome. Well, you know what? I am going to wrap it up today because I'm running out of time and I'm tired. But we did it. We did things and we did stuff. If you're, let me just close it out quickly. There we go. All right. Thank you very much for watching. If you're still here from Max's raid earlier, thank you very much for sticking around. It's been really fun. I like playing Oxygen Not Included a lot. It's the main game I play on this channel. I do play other games like Sphere Program, Noita, Stardew Valley, that sort of thing occasionally, but Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays only. We're having fun continuing the Rime Revenge. I think we've solved a lot of the initial teething problems we had. I think we've managed to transition out of the algae terrariums pretty well. We've now got our spawn going. We're getting our final food set up, and yeah, it's going all right. What kind of engineer am I? I'm a civil engineer. So I'm at the moment I'm involved in the energy sector for a small company, but yeah, I'm a civil engineer, and that's my PhD there with the masters. So, yeah. But, yeah, if you do miss a stream, there are VODs on YouTube. You can find them here. I also post discussion and meme-related videos. I have a lot of Oxygen Not Included tier lists on there, some meme videos as well. There is a Discord page where we hang out and we share builds and we share memes and stuff. Odds are, if you post a build on there, eventually I might end up building it. Or at the very least, I'll be considering it. So feel free to have a look on there as well. And the best way of knowing what I'll be streaming and when is to follow me on Twitch. You'll get a notification when I go live. It's usually about 7:30 to 10:30 British time, currently GMT +1. But yeah, that's a good way to do it. Right, then we're gonna find some sort of raid. Continue the ONI train. Right. I'm gonna go raid Live Action Pixel. They're playing on the skewed asteroid, I think. They're very fun to watch, and they'll be good company. So, if you have any fishy emotes or fishy sentiments, then go ahead and feel free to share them with Live Action Pixel. We'll go raid them in 3 seconds. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.